you seen Star Wars?
Okay, I'm sorry I didn't make this video sooner. I know this review is a little bit late, but here it is anyways. The second episode of the Bad Batch series, I think it's called Cut and Run. Today we're going to be talking about that. And I'll be honest, I wanted to make a review for this one, even though it's late, because I feel like it did something a little important to what the Bad Batch is going to be about, or the route that it's going to go in. The first episode, the premiere episode, Aftermath, which was 70 minutes long, was really good, but that kind of set up the plot for the entire series on kind of what's going to happen, or not even what's going to happen, what we can expect to happen, because we don't really know exactly what's going to happen with these clones. But this second episode, Cut and Run, kind of set up the emotional appeal to it. And what this show has going for it right now, and one thing that I like about it, is that the first two episodes are far better than the first two episodes of something like Clone Wars and Rebels. And that's not me harping on them, that's just saying that as times go on, we kind of look back and go, yeah, you know, that was good for the time, but it really hasn't aged well. The first two seasons of the Clone Wars, a lot of people say, haven't aged well. I think the Bad Batch is doing its best to avoid that. I would be surprised if we get a lot of filler episodes in this entire series. If we get what we had in Rebels, where it seemed like there were multiple episode arcs that just had nothing to do with the overall story, or like Clone Wars, where we focused on certain characters and different stuff that really didn't matter, like the one about the droids and the midget guy that George Lucas like loves to death and everything. That's funny, but it doesn't really add to the overall story of the Clone Wars. This show may be trying to do something different, and if it does that, I really appreciate it. And it seems like we're kind of going back into the cameo route of, you're going to see characters that we've seen in the past, whether it be the Clone Wars or Rebels or just in general in the movies, and we had that with Cut, the clone who, you know, deserted. He even talked about how he saw Rex not too long ago, and Rex was talking about all the chips that clones have in their heads, the inhibitor chips, and it's kind of crazy that Omega knew about this, and I guess Tech was kind of like, yeah, it's not should be a surprise to you guys, of course they would do it like this. But Hunter and Wrecker and Echo, they were kind of surprised by that. They were surprised that there's inhibitor chips in them, so it goes to show that not all the clones know about it, but certain people, I guess someone like Omega does, and the interest in that character continues to grow for me, not in a sense of I like the character a lot. I think I like it far more than some other people. I don't know why people really do not like Omega. I feel like me and Lunga are going to be debating this the next Tatooine that we have this Saturday, but still, I really look at someone like Omega and I see her as the younger audience appeal kind of character. And the reason I say that is because she is young, but also the way she interacted with the other kids in this episode. I get really tired of Star Wars pulling the classic, oh, I'm an orphan and my parents left me when I was a kid. And it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but I don't really know how many Star Wars fans feel like that about their parents. Most people have at least one or two biological parents in their life, and if they don't, that sucks, but not every single character has to be an orphan. And that's not what we have with Omega. We don't really care about her parents because she clearly is a clone, but the way she appeals to younger kids is when she feels awkward around other kids, where they asked like who she was and everything, and she kind of, you know, cowered up a little bit and was like, Omega, like a little nervous. That's something that everyone did as a kid. Everyone felt like they were ostracized as a kid by other kids. That was just something that happened when you were between the ages of like 7 and 12. You would see other kids and you didn't really want to talk to them because they're strangers. You don't know these people. That is where I feel like the younger audience appeal comes in with the Bad Batch series, and I think that is important because that helps the show age over time. Someone like me who loved the Clone Wars as a kid, I still love it now because it kind of grew with me as I got older. The kind of tone of the Clone Wars got a little bit darker and more serious, and that really helped it age in the long run. And the Bad Batch is doing both of these things simultaneously. They're appealing to older fans like me, or diehard fans who are Clone Wars fans who grew up with the Clone Wars and know everything about the clones. They're using that to tie in to the older audience, but they're using Omega to kind of appeal to this younger audience of kids that are hopefully watching this. So I really like that. And this episode, was it perfect? Absolutely not. Was it fun? Yeah, it was okay. It was another kind of Clone Wars style episode, and it was just something to kind of further the plot along. I don't really know where they're going next. I don't really know where the story's taking us, but I do imagine we're going to be going to planet and seeing characters we either have met before in the movies and Clone Wars, maybe in the future in Rebels. And I don't think that's a bad idea as long as they play it off right. I think the characters are building for me. Someone like Wrecker, he's kind of an easy character to understand, but this past episode, I like the moments with him and Omega where he kind of helped her out. What was that bunny thing, Lola or something, that was kind of cute and sweet. I like that now. Echo hasn't really grown on me too much yet. I know he was from the original Clone Wars, but I want to see him get a little bit more character. Same with Tech. Those two guys are just kind of almost the same in my opinion. I don't really know what makes Echo so unique for the group other than that he's almost like a droid at this point. But someone like Hunter is kind of stealing the show. His relationship with Omega is very real. It's very father-daughter-esque, and I love that because that's something that I'm not going to say we don't get a lot in Star Wars, but something that's not pure like that, something that doesn't feel real. He actually does feel an attachment to her, and I like seeing him learn from someone like Cut, who actually had to raise kids, say something along the lines of, hey, you know, the real battle that's hard is raising kids. It's not fighting droids. That's easy. Stuff like that is Star Wars to me. It feels real, it feels like something that we would all hear in the real world, but of course it's in Star Wars. So I like this episode, I thought it was cute, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's not great, it's not perfect, but I do think it continued the story in a satisfying way, and it didn't feel like a filler episode where it just kind of dropped off what the first episode did, and I felt like, oh, that was kind of a waste of time, I really didn't need to watch that. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think about the recent episode of The Bad Batch, Cut and Run Episode 2? Did you like it? Did you not? Now that you've had a few days to sleep on it, what do you think about it today? And Episode 3 does come out this Friday, and I will be reviewing it, so I will see you all there. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like or a comment because it does about the channel. If you enjoy Star Wars only, which is me, you can become an only fan, and it's not what you think. All you gotta do is press subscribe and hit the notification bell icon to get all the latest updates on the Star Wars news in the fandom. So, thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you, always.